Somewhere in India, a group of men is about to steal a large amount of pork. Or so we thought, because when they open the animals' stomachs, we realize that there are people inside. All are young women who had oxygen, although that doesn't guarantee all of them will arrive alive. While they prepare the women to sell them, an officer crashes his patrol car into the building. His name is Bayan, and he is a ray of hope for the girls. The only problem is that when Bayan has the bad guys detained, he receives a video call where the bad guys show him that they have his daughter and are about to throw her off a bridge. Boss, the leader of the group, mocks Bayan while he was watching them. He made sure to have a plan B, and now it has worked. Buzz wants to know who gave him the information about the place, but Bayan only received an automated voice note. So Buzz gives him 15 days to find out who it was, or they will kill his daughter. We change scenes and see a girl arguing with her brother named Baby because the motorcycle broke down on the way to school. When they arrive at school, it's super late. Kushi, the little one, doesn't know if the teacher will let her in. So she invents an elaborate story for Tara, her teacher, to take pity on her. Baby and Kushi are inseparable. They do everything together. That's why she has such a keen mind, because she doesn't spend her days with other children and learns about life with her brother. We return for a moment to Buzz, who is driving one of the captive girls in his car, when he stops in the middle of the road to urinate. When he returns, the girl has disappeared and now he has a serious problem. The next day is Sunday and Baby goes out with his sister to the plaza, where they meet their teacher. At that moment, Boss appears and hits Baby's truck with his car. Kushi confronts him, but they quickly realize it's a mistake. Baby pulls Kuchi away from the thugs and they both get into the truck. It's better to leave before this gets dangerous. Suddenly, Tara appears and asks for a ride. Baby thinks it's his lucky day, but Tara looks agitated. She guides them to the police station, then gets out and opens the trunk, revealing a girl hidden in the van. It turns out that Tara saw the young woman in Boss's car, and while he was arguing with Kushi, she helped her escape by hiding her in the van. Kushi follows Tara and Baby has no choice but to enter, but for some reason he covers his face from the officers. Bayan shows up and asks Baby some questions, which makes him very nervous. But he manages to evade him and leaves as quickly as he can. That night, Bayan takes the girl that Tara rescued to Buzz. Now the young woman has fallen back into the hands of the bad guys. That night, Buzz goes to Baby's house and beats him up. The mafia boss, Mr. Rao, is coming to the city to deal with the matter of the person who betrayed the shipment of girls. Turns out Baby has a powerful past. His name is Satya Verma, the country's most lethal law agent. And when Buzz told his men to enter the house and capture Kushi, the demon Satya awoke. Satya kills everyone, including Rao. The only one who survives is Buzz, who was too cowardly and ran away. Satya was the only 3-star police officer used to dealing with the worst of the gangs. He spent his days defending the innocent with his exceptional fighting talent. We change scenes for a moment to meet Nanagi, a bad and violent guy who will surely play an important role later on. The film then takes us to the past, when Satya met Mira, the only woman who made him feel something in his life. Mira has something others don't. Let's remember that Satya is a celebrity in the city. He's basically a superhero to everyone. But look, she treats him like a normal person. Satya fell madly in love with her. Her devotion to children made him fall head over heels, and they both forged a relationship and got married. Before continuing, I must remind you that these Indian movies are famous for their blockbusters. So the next 30 will be a showcase of these. We return to Satya, who has received a case of missing young women on the outskirts of the city. The family paid the officers 10,000 rupees to find the girl, which means he will also deal with corrupt police officers. The young woman has been missing for 3 days. Reviewing the recordings, they discover that the young woman was kidnapped by a man in a black jeep. Satya orders the tolls to be closed and to search for the jeep and the license plates. The rest of the officers do their job and hope to find it soon. After several hours of searching, the officers arrive at a hut in the forest. There are the girl's belongings. She can see Satya, but when she screams for help, we see a line of fire chasing her. Unable to get far enough away, the young woman burns in front of her parents and Sotya, who couldn't arrive in time to save her. The culprit of this heinous act is Ashwin, the son of Nanaji, who at the time was one of the most powerful men in the country and had the entire police force in his pocket. Sotya had a tough decision to make: arrest the son of one of the most powerful criminals in the country, or let the girl's death go unsolved. Seba, his loyal follower according to Dawn, tells him that 93 girls are abused and murdered across the country every day. That's for every hour, and he is sure that Ashwin leads this organization under his father's protection. Arresting him makes no sense. He'll be out in 24 hours and they will be killed or transferred to the middle of nowhere. Sotya asks what he'd do if he had no badge and his daughter, Sarah, was the victim. Seba tells him that he would catch a swim and set him on fire just like he did with the young woman. At that moment, Sotya smiles and lights a cigarette, then asks Seba to throw it away, and when he does, a line of fire traces through the straw, reaching a pile of hay that quickly ignites, and from it emerges a man running in flames. Sebek is frightened, but when Sotya reveals that it is a swin, he smiles as he sees the villain burning in front of them. Once Nanagi finds out what happened, he shows up at the scene and Sotya proudly shows him the fate that his precious son suffered. Nanagi orders Sotya to give him the names of the suspects, but he has the culprit right in front of him and Sotya enjoys watching him writhe in pain for losing his son. From that day, Nanagi swore to kill the culprit, and when he found out it was Sotya, he sent his men to attack a whole family. Armed with only his service pistol and the table knives, Sotya defeated all of Nanaji's men, but lost the favor of Mira's father, who did not want someone so dangerous for his daughter. Furious about this, Sotya arrived at Ashwin's funeral to arrest Nanaji in front of all his men without showing a hint of fear and put him behind bars. Then he tried to make things right with Mira, but without her father's approval, they can't be together. Mira cannot bear that her partner is shot at daily. The idea of losing him terrifies her, but she is willing to go against her family for love and have a life with Sotya, which includes a family. And the months Mira was pregnant were of complete happiness for the couple, until Kushi was finally born and life seemed perfect for them. The only problem is that Nanaji is a resentful man, and as soon as he got out of prison, it was for his revenge. Mira was the first to die, and Sotya was shot twice, leaving him unable to defend himself from the torture Nanaji had in store for him. In the bathroom, her mother was bathing little Kushi when Nanaji noticed her presence. With a bullet, Sotya's mother passes to the other world. Nanaji leaves the little one in the tub, but turns on the faucet so she drowns slowly. While his men fill the house with gasoline, he makes sure to tell Sotya how much he enjoyed killing his loved ones. Then he sets the microwave to explode and they leave, assuming that Sotya and the little one will die horribly. Suddenly, Mira wakes up to the sound of Kushi's screams, and as best as she can, she crawls across the floor and manages to reach the bathroom. However, she has lost too much blood and tells Sotya that only he can get the baby out of there. Mira dies in his arms and Sotya leaves the house before it explodes into 1,000 pieces. Now we return to the present where we know the story behind Sotya, and now we know that Kushi is not his sister. She is his daughter and they have been hiding from Nanagi for years. However, the men Sotya killed caught his attention and now Nanaji has returned. Plus, he has kidnapped Kushi and hidden her in a container. Now Sati has fallen into his trap and is being beaten like a piñata to death. With the ship's noise, Nanagi reveals his daughter is in a container leaving the country. Sadly, Satya can't do anything. With the girl's help, Tara and Kushi start hitting the container wall simultaneously, managing to move it. On the brink of death, Sotya receives a visit from his wife, who gives him the strength to fight once more for his daughter. The final battle between Sotya and Nanaji arrives, however. The villain is already old and is not a threat to a man determined to rescue his daughter. Don't ask us where the horse came from. Just enjoy the mythical action scenes you're watching. Using the crane, Sotyo manages to board the ship and saves his daughter. Then they return with a Noji, so that all the young women he planned to sell have their chance to take revenge. And that's how this great movie ends. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and thanks for